Hello, folks. It's Reese from Reese's for Javida here. It's me with a quick preview of tomorrow's game, Burnley against Brentford. Has Burnley looked to win for only the second time at home in their 15th attempt? And tomorrow it's going to be quite a stoic and cagey sort of game, I suspect, with not much freedom and flexibility in the play. Both teams, results wise, if not performance wise, have not been in too good health, with Burnley not winning all year in 2024 and Brentford tasting victory just once. Obviously, that said, Burnley can be somewhat pleased with the last two performances, if not the results, where we, with a better team in open play against Bournemouth, but our frailties in defence came back to bite us. And then last week, probably as far as an individual performance of 45 minutes was concerned at West Ham away, arguably the most fluent and dangerous and threatening we've looked. And we obviously went into the up and thoroughly deserved our lead. And then it's only the tactics of Vincent Company and the choices of substitutions that have to be questioned as to why we chose to surrender the initiative to West Ham for the whole second half. And obviously, the mistake right at the beginning from a mixture of Esteve and Taylor sent the game in a different direction. While for Brentford, a lot of their form or lack of form, you'd have to attribute to a severe injury crisis that they've had with several of the players like Brian Burmo, Rico Henry, Aaron Ike, Ben Mee, Ethan Pinnock, basically all of their integral defenders on one half of the lethal attack have not been at the disposal for a long time. And they've had a heck of a fixture list to contend with a real run of games where you would have expected them to have picked up many points. And as such, it's a very important game for Brentford to ease any lingering relegation worries that they might have. I really do think that the game for them would have been of much more importance if Luton would have managed to have held on to their lead at Bournemouth. But as it is, Bournemouth's comeback just allows a bit of more of a comfort zone for Brentford than what would have existed already. So for us, we are basically out of the equation, as we know. There's no point in pretending that it's a big game for Burnley as such, because we're so far behind, and it's about building momentum for next season, going down with pride. And to be honest, as frustrated as I was after the Bournemouth game because we lost, in isolation, you can now look back on it and see improvements, even though we were so toothless. But because we married that up with a decent performance at West Ham, maybe you can credit what we've done more for the last two games. That said, I'm still desperate for us to win. I'm still desperate for us to get over the 20-point mark, and it's about taking little steps. Am I confident that we're going to win a game of football tomorrow? Not particularly. I think we might draw the game, but on the other hand, how many opportunities have we got to compete in games when on paper you think it's favourable to us remaining in the season? I would say the game tomorrow, the game away at Sheffield United, potentially, if we're really lucky, the game away at Everton and the game against Nottingham Forest on the last game of the season are our four biggest bites of the cherry in the remaining 9 games or so to get some victories under our belt. But because we make so many mistakes, because we go ultra defensive tactically whenever we are in the lead, because it seems like Vincent Kompany and the players panic, and because we don't have that knowledge and like conviction and skill of managing out a game when we're winning, because being in the lead is such a unfamiliar position for us. I can't say that I'd ever feel confident at any stage of a Premier League game, I have to say. And but on the other hand, Brentford fans would be saying the same thing, that they're not going to be secure in any game of football for their team because they've surrendered as many as 28 points from a winning position, and Burnley have also surrendered the second most when we've been winning with 20 points. So it shows that it could be a game of sort of spells where one goal for the opposition could bring two, and nobody's going to be able to rest on the laurels. Not rest on the laurels, excuse me. And obviously, when you've got Ivan Toney who's finding his feet after his ban, you can just see that mobility-wise, our defence is going to be in trouble. We're going to have to be alive and probably, trying to go our principles wherever possible, because in the reverse fixture, uh, Bradford's goals predominantly came from our mistakes, our players resting, being caught napping, especially Sander Burgess being disarmed on the edge of our box springs to mind. And no, if I was to predict an honest result for the game, I would go 1-1. But to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if Brentford were to win either. And it's a shame that Brentford are so weak from conceding headed goals. They've conceded more than anyone else in the Premier League, which, for another team with another style, it would be something for us to work on. But we all know how essentially null and void our set pieces are. So unfortunately, I can see a draw, which would represent a moral victory, I think, in a way, to go 2 weeks without a defeat. But obviously, in the grand scheme of things, it's not going to do a great deal of favours for us. And that's about all there is to say. Hopefully, we do win. Hopefully, a draw last week can turn into a win and we can build some momentum. Because it's a shame for David Fofana to have scored a potential goal of the season contender, or certainly a Burnley goal of the season contender, only for the defeat to be snatched away last week. And I just hope we can keep our nerve and Vincent Kompany can trust the players to see the game through when we're winning. Because Brentford need these points too. Brentford have not been flowing. They've not got the first team players available, and that says a lot to why they've dropped off so far as what they have this season. And it's much of a more important game for them, sadly, than it is for us. But I'm sure if we play positively and move the ball around well and try and be clinical in front of goal, then the main job is to defend with a structure. And like I said last time, make sure that any goals that Brentford score are as unavoidable as what can possibly be. Because we gifted West Ham a goal back in the game right at the start of the second half, and then the momentum just completely swung. And we're not good enough to try and hang on to leads. So I want to see us playing in a vein of form where attack is always going to be our best form of defense. Please like and subscribe if you are new to my channel. I'm overwhelmed with the recent support that I've received, and I look forward to getting more polished, more confident, and increasing the quality of my content all the time. Thank you to the people in the chat, and it's nice to see that I feel almost like I'm building my own little community in a way, and in many ways, without sounding soppy, it is something of a dream come true. So up the clarets and like up the clarets. And let's hope I'm back on here recording with a smile on my face after the game tomorrow. Even though I somehow doubt it, but we can hope for the best. Bye for now and have a nice rest of your evening.